Ready to go.
Okay. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Now, the ice finally broke here, and the roads are clear enough to run around in the van on. So I went hunting and found myself these 3 mowers. Now, the first 2 are Toro recyclers, and they're both 22s, but they couldn't be more different. This one has the Tecumseh engine, and that one's got the Quantum engine, which is the Big Bad Briggs engine. That's my favorite one. This one, the guy told me it had the exhaust manifold off to work on the carburetor, and he broke the bolt in the head. So we're going to save this one for last. It's going to be a little bit of work. This one, he says it won't move. That's possible. It's just a belt, though. So we're keeping good hopes on that. And this one, she tells me, is an absolutely perfectly good little lawnmower. And I saw a little oil on the front, and that made me suspicious. But we'll find out what its problem is and see how she runs. Hopefully, we just put gas in and go. So I'm going to start with this one. This will be today. I'm going to make a long story short on this one. This thing had way too much oil in it. It was like that much too high on the stick. So I went ahead and drained the oil out and put new oil in it, because if you got too much oil in your mower, it will blow smoke everywhere. And that could explain what's up front. I haven't tried to pull it because that could be the entertainment here. But I've got gas in it, and we're letting it sit now for the gas to settle into the carburetor. And I've got new oil in it, so cross your fingers. Okay, here's the first pull. Nope, nothing. She's not trying to start very much. Oh, good Lord. I don't even want to touch this with my fingers. I'm still clean. That could keep her from starting right there. That does not look good. Let's try it with the air cleaner off. Now I can hear something on that one. She almost wants to start. You hear it kicking? This could have sat for a long time too. Now that's pretty interesting. It sounds pretty good, but it doesn't start well at all. That's possible that it could be a clogged main on the carb, or the emulsifier is clogged up. So let's see how she runs. Okay, it looks like the emulsifier might be clogged on this one. And I say that because it does start, it doesn't start well. And you can hear it kick and kick and kick. And that kick and kick and kick is probably because the choke's hung up. You know, the choke isn't opening yet because you're not getting the RPM. I took a quick peek inside, and this has got the plastic carburetor. So let's have a look. We're using a 8mm and a 7mm on these screws. Going back to the 8. There we go. See, the mag came in handy again. And there she is in all her beauty. These have got that super short little fuel line. So we're going to kink it off and then cut it and put a new fuel line on it while we're at it. And it'll just put the fuel filter on the other side of the line. It'll filter out any crap in the tank. Oh. See, we almost made a mistake there. We just almost cut on the wrong side of the crimps. fun to watch, but it's not fun to clean up after it. I'll put you on here. Now we let this go, it'll drain down into our freshly cleaned little measuring cup. I moved the camera around a little bit because I had too much backlight over there. When you do this part, take a picture of this linkage first and make sure you know how it goes together, because it's not going to be nearly as easy to put it back together if it's not always as obvious as you think. Let me grab my pliers. Okay, now I'm holding this. Notice we got plenty of travel on this one. So we're going to do it first. I'm going to unwrap it second. And you're going to get a little bit of drip, but how much gas could be in it? This thing's pretty dirty. I'm going to go ahead and give it a quick bath before we keep going. Okay, we're back to our handy little 7mm. Now, I didn't run this through the ultrasonic. I just sprayed it down with a cleaner and then hosed it off. And I just wanted to get it clean enough so we didn't get covered with dirt working on it. Anyway, 7mm. Pop the 2 screws out. And there you go. We're going to take our big screwdriver, because this just got a rubber O-ring holding it together. Sometimes you have to fight them. This one was pretty friendly. And that's your jet right there. So let's take our skinny screwdriver. And we'll find our spot. And pop it out. See this? That's not just old gas, that's old gas that was trapped in here. So that tells us that at least one of these holes isn't moving, and that's why she's so hard to start. Okay, I'm going to take our handy floral wire. And I catch a lot of grief for using floral wire for this, but it really is the best. I'm just going to run it down the holes. You got a brass fitting here, and another one up here someplace, right here. And when they get clogged, up, and I felt that one definitely has a block in it. I'm not sure how this thing was running at all, because that's the primary feed of fuel for the engine. Now looking at this, I can actually see down the hole. It's hard to see with the camera, but that's about it. Now I'll blow them off. I'll blow through them real quick. Everything blows through nicely. And now we'll pay attention that it goes back together the same way it came apart. This is another good place to take a picture. And that's it. You got a little dent in here. You want to make sure your little dent corresponds with that when you put it back together. I see people blow carb cleaner in these and run transmission fluid through them and all sorts of interesting stuff. But cleaning a carburetor is not about this part of the carburetor. It's about the jets. You clean the jets, you clean the carburetor. That's for being nice and gentle, because it's an O-ring. It's not like a gasket that takes any pressure. I can't believe how bad that looked. Okay, let's get back to it. Let's get her back on the engine. Now we're going to check our little O-ring here, and it's in place. You'll have some people say take it off and put it in the carburetor, but I've yet to see one leak doing it, either putting it back in here with a little white retainer or leaving it on the motor and just simply pressing it on. So it works either way. You do whatever makes you feel best. So now we're going to put it back together opposite the order that we took it apart. That was the last thing off. Then this was next. This is your choke lever here. This one's your throttle. It goes to your governor. You see, now we're going to hold it still with our pliers and just sort of roll it back on, like so. It took a lot of tries to figure out how to do that correctly. I shouldn't say correctly, because a lot of things could be correct, but to do it the easiest way. Before we do that, let's get this off. Okay, correct is an opinion. at least in the order you do the linkage in. Okay, there's one. And we're not going to play with the fuel line until the very last minute. Since it was the first thing we had to cut to get it off, it's going to be the last thing that goes back on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our new fuel line and we're going to measure it using this and cut a piece exactly that long so it'll work, so it'll fit perfectly. Okay, I use Gates and the part number is 27002. There you go. But I prefer Gates fuel line. And the reason I like it is it's reasonably flexible. And that makes things a whole lot easier when you're putting things together. So we'll go right there. If you buy a roll and you're using that much at a time, 25-foot roll will last you just about forever. Now we're going to put both our clamps on the fuel line, far enough away that they won't interfere with putting the fuel line on, far enough towards the center. Right about there, we'll scoot you in a little bit more. There you go. And then take an end and stuff it on. Scoot her back just a touch. Right about there, that looks good. And that's it. Let's make sure our carburetors didn't fall out of line. That looks pretty good. Okay, took a quick stop. Let's get back to work. Now what I'm watching when I do this is this little tube, making sure that it lines up correctly and goes in. That's your solution tube. Okay, we've got our 8mm first, so let's line those up. When you're putting this back together, just a little tip. These tend to be more difficult to get lined up, so it's always best to get them started first. We're going to switch to the 7 since we got those started, and we'll go all the way in with the 7s. And these two are going to the carburetor itself. That's why they're screws and not bolts, because they're plastic. It's going into the plastic carburetor. And mowers are not high-tech things. It's not like you're going to jump on this and fly across the ocean. Well, I'm not going to anyway. Since it's nice and cleaned up inside. So let's see if she starts a little bit better now. I'll put her on the ground and we'll be right back. Okay, now for the fun part, the infamous first pull. So the first thing we're going to do is try to start it, and then we'll test the next step. I kind of expected that. So now, I kind of expected that. It's amazing. You saw how hard I worked to start this thing before, and now even cold, it starts right up. So now we're going to test the drive system. And I know the drive system's got a problem. I'm not sure what it is yet, but first thing we do, since I felt it when I was doing the drive, I felt it nudge a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold the drive and then pull on the cable a little and see if that makes it move forward. If it does, it's just an adjustment. If it doesn't, then we probably need new belts or a new cable. See, I feel the littlest bump. And now when I pulled on the cable, she took off. And that tells me that the belt, everything's in good shape. What we have to do is adjust the cable. And it's got a little adjuster down here. And the way this works is we'll loosen this up a little bit. We'll loosen this white one. Turn it all the way out, and when you turn it one way, it takes the slack out of the cable. When you turn it the other way, it puts more slack in it in case the handle won't pull all the way. So let me grab some pliers real quick. And maybe we can do this by hand. Okay, we'll use the pliers to hold the center still. And I'm betting you know what size wrench we used. It's always the same one. Okay, it's out about 1/2 inch now, so let's try it. Now somehow I'm not surprised this thing had a couple of problems. Every time I buy something that's perfect online or runs great, it turns out it has 2 or 3 things that need fixed on it. This one got a good carb clean, and it just got an adjustment for the drive system. But there's no way in the world that person could have thought, hey, this thing runs perfect. It's just no way. So, all you new people out there, if you made it this far, you might as well subscribe. It's free, and it's what we work for. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.